Hi, everybody. So, I have been dealing with some ups and downs. I have been at my daughter's for about 4 days, and I feel a lot better. I get to a point where when I'm at home, I can't stop my obsessiveness with wanting to please. So, I overwork, I get overly tired, and when that happens, I see things I shouldn't. I have amnesia spells, triggers, flashbacks to a time where I did that kind of stuff, where if I didn't finish a task, Sister Mary would hit me in the back of the head, or she'd pump me full of midazolam, things like that. I have trouble connecting the reality of today with my past. I just couldn't cope, and my daughter came and got me, and she said, I'm going to keep you for a few days. And so I've been doing some tasks around here, staying grounded, staying busy. It's weird being in town and in an apartment because I can hear people in the walls, and my therapist is retiring in a year, and I have to work hard to figure out where I'm going to go, what I'm going to do. Will I be healed enough by then? Will I not be healed enough by then? Will I need another therapist? What should I do? I've made huge, huge steps. I've healed a lot. I'm learning to cope better. I've read a lot. I've probably read everything I possibly need to read. I've even considered going back to school, but that's been a struggle because I don't remember if it was DMR or whatever it was called, didn't want to work with me on it, because it's like when you have dissociative identity disorder with severe complex post-traumatic stress disorder, you don't know when a spell's going to hit and a trigger is going to hit. And so, I've been on disability since 2009. If, a job requires something to be done at a specific time and date and there's no flexibility, I struggle. And I've been through 28 different jobs because of that. When you have DID, the DID that I have, you can't control the spells and you can't control the triggers. They just happen based on noises and things like that. So that being in this environment right now is kind of helpful because I'm hearing noises that I'm not normally used to. I'm used to living in the woods, and being in an apartment, like a basement like apartment, is kind of difficult, but it's kind of comforting too. So then it's like, okay, where do I go? What do I do? I gotta go home tomorrow and see how I can handle things, but my husband needed a break. I needed a break. Dealing with I don't want to say new alternative state because it's not. This state has been there for a while. It's just that they seem to have conflict, understanding past and present, and with my family. So my daughter, who's been raised with this, understands, and she actually works at a nursing home, and she's a CNA, so she gets when people have spells, dealing with dementia patients and things like that. So she's not trained on mental health per se, but she's trained with how to deal with me. First night was rough. I kept forgetting where I was and things like that, but I think if you have DID and if you're able to, be in a different environment and your therapist approves of it, do it. If you can adjust yourself little steps at a time with somebody that you can trust, do it. Because I'm happy I'm doing this because it's giving me an outlook of, you can do this. You can try different things. You can spend time with your child who lives in a city. I'm going to enjoy the last day that I have with my grandkitty, and Misha's definitely loving the attention. The first couple of nights she was scared. She was not. She, like me. She doesn't like being in a different environment. So the cat's going through it, and I'm going through it at the same time. So, but anyway, I just want to discuss that, and that's all I have today. Loves. Bye.